It is time for another episode of Tales of Arise. All right.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
Almost forgot.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
If the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Yeah, no kidding. Hang on a minute, guys. Just need to put socks on because, yeah, after this episode, I'm gonna go check and see if the mail had come, because, one of my checks is coming today.
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiments. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danan astral energy, so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They've re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really.
Yeah.
What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? That means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena, rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is... Only 2 sovereigns. in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. This rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you
As
back.
I've never gotten this
To
far
remind you where home is.
watching or playing
And I would be happy to lend
this
an
game,
attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank
I
you,
don't know
everyone.
if this is the finale or not. So
I think I'll be
hence
okay
why
now.
I named it episode 16 instead of finale, because I don't know if it's the finale or not. Hang on. Master cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. Five of these master cores, those with earth, water, fire, wind, and light, are loaned to Ren and Lords at the time of the crown contest. Only the Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renaissance Alma is ready to be reformed. Its existence kept top secret. Underneath its Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment and stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the crown contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renaissance Alma materializes. Be advised that active master cores may resonate with other master cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful regeneration of the Renaissance Alma, master cores will cease to be deployed and the crown contest will be permanently halted. Select topic to explore. Okay, spirit cores are end terminals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. This means that Danans must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the crown contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can also be embedded in Zeugles to control them via astral arts. Addendum. Increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. Alright. Let's go on this one. Lords. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During their tenure, they are granted level 3 authority as well as one of 5 elemental realms to administer and its corresponding master core. They are also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever, because only the strongest go on to become lords. The position itself does not inherently make an individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out a Master Core's powers. All Renans must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. Following is a report of the second successful case of sovereign test subject experimentation. Subject number 10105, given name Fulron, generation NA, unique adjustment index, ethnicity NA. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability, along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risks it poses surpass even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Addendum. This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of serving as a lord. Sovereign acts as Lenegus's central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted a level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Danan subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is not guaranteed for those who survive it. This instability, coupled with the sovereign's powers of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenegus if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanism when utilizing the sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. Then 1. No effective alternate methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on Danan subjects are authorized to continue. Addendum 2. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observation takes place. The maiden acts as the sovereign support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Renan subject serves as its functions, providing the sovereign with supplemental dark astral. With the supplemental dark astral it lacks in tandem with the Renaissance. During the ceremony, it is partially responsible for astral energy conversion, as well as maintaining stability over the sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability for both subjects. Because of this, trial activations of the sovereign without the maiden present are especially forbidden. Furthermore, neither the sovereign nor the maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Then 1. Mental stability in the maiden has been deemed the cause of the sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. Addendum 2. In line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. Alright. That is that. Let's see what's over here. Okay. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. However, doing so is not recommended, as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Addendum. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegus, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. This system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority, while relegating both Renans and Denons alike to enslavement. Test subject 10105 serves as the realm's current lord and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, it is done by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness at population control, monitoring of the situation will continue. Then 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression, rooted in violence and fear, has proven to be the key to this style of rule. Once the subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry and slaves for manual labor. Addendum 2. Soldiers in Lenegus who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The result will be monitored. Right? Then we got one more. Yep. A large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the astral composition of Dana's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Rena's Alma within the central core of Lenegus. It is a compromise of It is comprised of classified and essential personal resident zones around a large conduit, along with a defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit while simultaneously functioning as a stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, the Lenegus serves as a central base of operations for the management and execution of the crime contest on Dana. Warning. Any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for the spirit channeling ceremony. It serves as the tip of Lenegis' conduit from which it separates. Upon landing in Danan waters, it extends 2 sets of conducting pathways. The vertical pathways connect to the center of Dana. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface of Dana. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, effectively harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenegis. Because construction and adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone's regular area, Lenegis' outer realm must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Addendum 1. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Addendum 2. Detachable Harvester 2 landing point will remain the same as that of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dana. Alright. I honestly hate how many joiner levers we're getting. I hate that. I really do. It's annoying me. Really. Yeah.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it.
I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%?
Dang.
And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lennigus will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try.
Not sure who's watching with me, but welcome. Okay, never mind.
I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
This is immensely frustrating, honestly, it really is.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lennigus.
She sure went above and beyond the call of
I
duty.
guess these people that keep joining and leaving are just leaving.
Even with Lennigus crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain.
That's good.
And why you were asleep for that whole time.
I'm thankful for
It was
that.
all the result of one
Really am.
agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Dang,
Yeah,
it's tough.
if it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight.
Yeah.
Naori was the one who put that
Of
mask
course,
on me.
again, as I said
Made me
before,
Iron
at the start of the episode,
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart.
as I have never watched
She knew you might
a
lose your
playthrough of
memories
this
and sense
game
of pain as a
or
result.
played it all the
But
way
more
through,
than anything, she wanted you to
I
survive.
don't know if this is the finale or
And
not.
you did.
So that's kind of why I didn't call it the finale, because I don't know if it is or not. Nice. Heavy treat.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renaissance was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renaissance isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Yeah. But this looks like a battle area. I mean, it's too big not to be.
Naori?
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
Who knows?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
All the Tales games are, really.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
Really, All
What we did back
JRPGs
then.
slash
Not so
ARPGs
much as a
are.
day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The
Yeah.
purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Elfin's consciousness to Lenegis itself.
That's
The
kind of
Renus
why I do
Alma was
like
intended
an
to
hour and a
control his
half
power,
to 2 hour long
lest anything
episodes.
should slip through
I
its
mean,
cracks.
because it
That
makes it
day,
less.
as Maiden, my role
Kinda.
was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then,
You
everything
almost
that's been
forgot.
happening.
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renus Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renus Alma instead.
Had to edit the Fable video and add it to the playlist.
That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renus Alma was lost. And Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden. To buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renus Alma to be crafted. And for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just... Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danon voice speaking through her?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a maiden and sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renin lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me there? We're all in this together, Shion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's attempt to stop oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No. The truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself, and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead. And it's for my sake. So I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Deciding the roles here on my Discord. Yep. There we go. Good. Got it.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
Also, just letting everyone
You
know.
inherited that legacy.
Anyone that has
Don't I know it?
any idea
She's kind of like a
for
lodestar guiding our way.
upcoming series
Showing us what we can
on
aspire
this
to.
channel for gaming, let me know, because I'm open to suggestion, you know? So, hey, let me know.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place... it reminds me more of being back inside the Wedge.
Except the Danon astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago. Or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but... are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible? What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Magic advance! Freeze laser! I never miss!
Dragon form!
Benediction light.
Try this! I can't move! I couldn't make it in time.
Sleep now!
No! Can't end here!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Photon! Raging energy!
Save you!
Sleep now!
Can't get out of this!
More for the stop!
Dragon form! Try this!
Healing circle!
Dragon form!
Sorry, Cubby.
Dragon form! Dragon form!
Healing arc! More for the
Try this!
stop!
I owe you one.
Denied! Captivity!
Thunder field! Hear me!
Dragon form!
More where that came from!
Try this!
Water! Hear my call!
Heal! Ring!
Thunder blast!
You're mine!
All stopped up!
Wind!
Dance on the wind!
Searing gale!
Illuminate the dark!
Dragon form!
Holy glimmer!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Explosive ring!
Healing circle!
Can't move!
Don't give up!
Captivity!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Rotating pile driver!
Arch shield! Better!
Benediction light!
Not done yet!
Glacial Spear!
Another
Incantation ruin!
Dragon form!
Radiant!
No further!
Explosive ring!
Wave astral energy! Illuminate
I owe you
the dark!
Dragon
Holy
form!
holy flame of fury!
Nothing gets by me!
Dragon form!
Dance on the wind!
Pierce
Try
evil!
this!
Freeze
Dragon
lancer!
form!
Far enough! Heal my weary companion!
Lightning
Can't
attack!
move!
Don't leave me!
Not done yet!
Gemini Aqua! Annihilation! Illuminate the ring!
I'll face you!
Explosive ring!
Holy land! I'll heal you
Anything
all!
in armor is all mine!
Healing circle!
I owe you one! Dragon form!
Let me help us and go! Now you see what I can do!
First aid!
On your
Just what I freeze lancer!
Dragon form!
Here!
Explosive!
Forgive
Bring
me.
you down!
My fault.
There!
I'm all
Dragon
killed!
form!
Mega ray!
Try this!
Here goes!
Explosive ring!
Photon flash! Lightning contact!
blood! Rending you apart!
Dragon form!
Bloody
Healing
howling!
circle! Spread!
Explosive ring!
Water! Hear my call!
Dragon form!
Spread! Thunder
Try this!
field!
No further!
This one's all mine!
To the wind! Water! In here! Call!
Catapult!
Spread!
Can't move!
Here's evil! Feel!
Heal my weary companion! Take this!
Denied!
Heal my weary companion! I can carve through armor!
I've used too much.
Need to pull myself together.
Our arts are being interrupted.
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Freeze lancer!
Out of the woods, it seems.
Mega ray!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Mega ray!
Bathed
Back
in
into the
blood,
fray!
rending you a bloody howling!
Dirt! This one's mine! Think again!
Dance on the wind!
Out of the woods, it
Into the
seems.
shadows! Mega ray!
you handle it.
Annihilation! Mega
In a
ray!
bind,
By the power of water!
I'll smash you! Can you take it? Tempting!
Searing flame!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! A scream
Gemini
bathed
Aqua!
in blood. Rending you apart! Bloody howling!
Their arcs were interrupted.
Here! Flaming meteor!
Begin!
Big blast! Infernal pulsing!
Whoa, away! On your knees!
Searing flame! Reload!
Air pressure!
I'm Tiger Blade! Hurricane dead.
Away!
This can't be happening.
You have to hold on. Big blast!
One more.
Big blast!
Flaming meteor.
Watch it!
Inferno crossing.
I'm gone!
Ground and pound.
Big blast!
No time.
Igneous discharge! I'll end you!
I'm ready.
Rending you apart!
Denied.
Bloody howling!
Flaming.
I'm on! Negative gate! You're done! In a bind?
Igneous
Anything in
discharge.
armor is all mine!
Going in.
Demon Blast! Now you see what I can do! Tornado Drive!
Plenty left.
All good things come to an end.
Hurricane strike.
Blow away! Big blast!
Down.
I'll finish you here! I wasn't planning on getting annihilated
Guardian
today.
Sail.
If you're not in it, get back. We got
Blow away! No, I'm good. I'm in. Resonate with the earth! Select might! On your knees. Air pressure!
Flaming meteor. Tiger blade.
Resonate with the earth!
I let my guard
It's in
down.
your hands now.
Dang it.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Sword Rain Alpha!
In
here!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Let me help. Saving this one
I owe you one.
Lightning condemned!
Where are you going?
Dragon Form!
Anything in armor is all gone.
On Dragon Form! Can't get out of this!
Try this!
Annihilation! eruption!
The flame inside you may be strong, but I'll never back down! On your knees! Dragon Swarm! You're mine! You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Swarm!
Leave the charges to me!
Swordblade Alpha!
Need to pull myself together. Need to pull myself together.
Elusive Deity! Eagle Rage! Take this!
Illuminate the dark!
Thrust!
Concord! Holy
I'll
Quiver!
smash you!
Holy Land!
Dragon Swarm!
Healing
Dragon Swarm!
Tornado Drive! Need to pull myself together.
Begin! Take this! Dragon Swarm! Dragon Pistol! Explosive Ring! Burn in hell! Negative Dragon Swarm! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! On your knees! Dragon Swarm! Dragon Swarm!
In here! Where are you going? I'll be saving
You require a hand.
Illuminate
In a bind?
Holy Glimmer!
Explosive
Holy
Ring!
Land!
Need to pull myself together.
Elusive Deity!
Reload!
Take off!
Here's a healing arc!
Dragon Swarm!
Begin!
Try this! Does it hurt? Explosive Ring!
Confiscated!
Catapult!
Here's a healing arc!
Elusive Deity! Save you!
Lightning orb! Illuminate the dark! Come forth! Holy Quiver! Holy Land! Far enough! First aid!
The flame inside me!
Here's the evil!
Let's creep! Dragon Swarm!
Here,
Try this! Bloody howling!
First aid!
Hearts being interrupted! Dragon Swarm! Ignite! Dragon Swarm! Try this! Resonate with the earth! Make it
Back from death's abyss! Resuscitation! Sealed! Here, let me help! Saving this
Prepare to be sealed! Dragon Swarm! Try this! Explosive Ring! Take this! Dragon Swarm! Try this! Don't suffer in silence! You're mine!
I never miss!
You're finished! I'll grind you into Swordblade Alpha! Crescent Flash!
Healing circle!
in blood, rending you apart! Bloody howling!
Together! Dance in the wind! Lightning! In here!
Try this!
Out of ammo! Confiscated!
Explosive Ring!
Tempest! More with that pain! Water! Here's my power!
Dragon Swarm!
Photon blast! Mad King Flame of Fury! Here! Water!
Dragon
Here's
Swarm!
my
You picked the wrong fight! Dragon Swarm!
Here's a healing arc!
Carve through armor! Explosive Ring!
Denied! War with that dragon! Flawless flight!
Try this!
Here I go!
Catapult! Explosive Ring!
Dance in the wind!
What? I could do without
Healing
pain!
arc! First
Dragon
aid!
Swarm!
Cyclone!
Dragon Swarm!
Lunar corruption!
Explosive
By
Ring!
the power of water! Searing flame!
Dragon
Reload!
Swarm!
Let the marksman handle this!
Thrust!
That'll bring you down! Arch shield!
Dragon Swarm!
Here's a healing arc! I can't heal you forever!
Take this!
Raging cascade!
Eat this!
Resonate with the earth!
Stalagmite!
Here, let me help! Photon blast! Illuminate the
Explosive
dark!
Ring!
Come forth! Holy Quiver!
Leave the charges to me!
Denied! Burning!
Armor won't save you!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
Don't get carried away!
Dragon Swarm! Arctic Waterfall! First aid! Sealed!
Demon Blast! Explosive Ring!
Light and blazing storm!
Struck! Swordblade Alpha!
Holy
Rending you apart! Bloody howling! Try harder!
Gemini Aqua!
It's in your hands now. Stay away from my friend! Swordblade Alpha!
I won't give up!
I'm not done! Eat dirt!
Wind astral energy! Dance
Dragon
in the wind!
Swarm!
Air thrust! Light! pieces! Attack time! Annihilation!
No rest for the wicked.
Burning strike!
On your...
Fear! Fear's evil!
Can't move! Another incantation ruined.
Dragon Swarm! Supernova!
Negative gate!
Raging
I'll
Cascade!
smash you!
Dragon Swarm! Primed and ready! Air pressure! I never miss!
Explosive ring!
Shining Supernova!
You're mine! Dragon Swarm!
Arctic Waterfall! Mega Ray! In here!
No dawn shall break this night.
Don't give up!
You apart. Bloody holiday! On your knees. It's time. Take this!
Here! Raging Storm! Close Flight! Annihilation!
No dawn
Hear
shall
me!
break
Flame
this
of
night.
Fury! Burning
On your
Strike! Water! Hear my call! Spread! Glacial Fear! Here's evil!
Come on.
Feel Blazer!
Now see what I can do!
Leave the chargers to me!
This battle is stacked heavy against us.
So we regroup and try again.
You're right. We must play intelligently.
I won't give up!
Forgive me. This is my... Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Huh.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally. It was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart. Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean... Voron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a...
A slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renin and Danon are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alva!
Too late. We can't stay here.
We need to go. Alfred!
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Sure you will. If you survive.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Dead.
Are you two
Yeah,
okay?
let me finish that
Yeah.
phrase for you, buddy.
We'll be fine.
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renis Alma. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So
Yeah,
this thing over on
so-
Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renis Alma in their grasp
In other
already,
words, we're gonna
so
have
it's
to
unlikely
grind
they'll have
a
cause to
lot.
return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
But I think I might do that
Then we're agreed.
off screen.
Let's
you know?
head back to the starship.
But, you know.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, and not in a good way like with...
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danon.
Be right back, guys.
I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then?
Hey,
Human Zoogle
when the mail
hybrids?
gets here,
Is the most terrifying thing anyone
well,
said
that's
all
been
day.
done.
How about you, Shion?
But
Doherty? You ever seen anything
when
like
the mail
that
gets
before?
here, I hope
No,
you're ready to
never.
go.
However, if they're the same as the red woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our
let me
language at the
announce
very
something.
least.
Real quick.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them. About Rena and Shion's thorns.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them? Or in order to keep something hidden?
Both sound plausible to my ears. They took off with the Renis Alma too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
There we go. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, we might not be able to do it off camera. Just like, you know, without a side, like, talking and everything. There we go.
Gotta break through! You got
Annihilation here!
Try this!
Saving this one!
Explosive ring!
Would you like to talk over our differences?
I have no limits! Its armor's too strong! Be my guest! We're not coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Can't be stopped!
Damn it! Too fast!
Stand back. I'll keep it up.
Photon blast!
Locked and loaded!
Arcane waterfall!
You picked the wrong one!
That's my cue!
move.
Did it!
Ready to go.
Shut him down.
Healing
Explosive
circle.
ring! Roll him down!
Where are you going?
In an instant. Impact block.
Radiant blast.
Dragon form!
Fire in the hole! Reflect on thy sin.
Dragon form!
A new melody.
Fire in the hole. Will this
Fire support! Dragon form!
Oh, violent
Healing
darkness.
circle!
Tornado drive.
Explosive ring!
In here. Take it. I'll be saving. I'm only getting started.
Armor won't save you. Fall back.
Dragon form! Try this!
Locked and loaded.
Explosive!
I'm ready.
Look sharp. Lightning tiger blade.
I'll heal you all.
Dragon form! Ignite! Dragon form!
I'm ready. In an instant. Impact block.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Being interrupted.
Try this! I'm going in!
Bring him down. Can't get out of this.
Dragon form! Try this!
I'm all stuffed up.
Fire support! Dragon form!
Heal.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help.
Dragon form!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! Kill!
That'll bring you down.
Dragon form!
Take it.
Try this!
I'm only getting started.
Seismic rupture.
Reload.
Tempest engulfs you.
Ready. I'll
Dragon
heal you all.
form!
Do it.
Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Here's a healing arc.
Dragon form!
Lightning orb.
Burn!
Begin.
Dragon form!
Grind you into dust.
More for the
I'm
fight.
ready!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Well then, let's keep moving.
Gotta break through!
I'll heal you all.
Dragon form!
Confiscated. Healing circle. Stay put. Raging cascade.
Leave the agile ones to me.
I owe you one!
Here. Radiant blood. Stockpile.
Now you see what I can do.
Here's a healing arc. Now.
Look sharp!
Lightning tiger blade.
Here, let me help.
Dragon form!
Thank you.
More where that came from.
Explosive ring!
Blah, 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 magic. Freeze Lancer.
It's over!
Freeze Lancer. More for the stockpile.
Prepare to be seized.
Great! Next!
Lightning. Still ready to go.
Take this.
Dragon form!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my...
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry. I've got your back.
There we go.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Form! Ignite!
Astral Raging Cascade. That'll bring you down.
Dragon form!
Denied.
Time to cross blade!
Will this help?
Explosive ring!
Magic is in. Healing.
Dragon form!
Sorry to trouble you.
Try this!
Aim for me.
Here I come!
Now you see what I can do.
Ready.
Soaring blast.
Try this!
Eagle ray.
Annihilation.
Here
You're mine!
Thunderbolt! Illuminate the dark! Magic is in!
No! Can't end here! Forgive me. This is my fault.
Searing flame! Reload!
Take this!
Water, hear my call!
No further!
Lightning! Raging Glacial Spear! Piercing here! Waveland Stockpile! All disasters
I've
made
used too
one!
much.
Come forth, a helix of purity! Pierce! Maelstrom!
Leave the choices to me!
Pierce evil!
Dance in the wind! Take this! Captivity!
Now
See what I can do!
It's in the sky
I'll
and
grind you
here!
into dust! Elusive deity! Behold! The Earth's hope! Tectonic vision! Tempest! Catapult!
Illuminate the dark!
Tempest!
Come forth! Holy land! Here I come, Vandal!
Catapult! What?
Lightning! Downfall! Arch field!
Heal!
Not on my watch!
He who prepares is free.
Lightning again! Thunderbolt! Illuminate the dark! But come Water! Holy land!
Resonate with the Earth!
Talent
Sword might!
Annihilation!
Fang blast! Take no art of being interrupted!
Dance in the wind!
Fang blast!
Sleep now! Into the shadow! More for the stockpile!
Leave the charge! Negative gate!
Can't be
Another incantation ruined!
Captivity!
On your knees!
Illuminate magic is am!
I can carve through armor! Now I'm in the groove!
The marksman handles it!
Bathed in blood, rending you a bloody howling!
Lunar blast!
Wild storm!
Water! Hear my call! Supernova! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
I'll grind you into dust! Blow away!
Raging lightning! In here! That'll bring you down!
Talent storm! Catapult!
Light here goes! Mega ray! Not in your dreams! Lightning condemned!
Blow away!
Thunder blaze! Magic is there! Holy land!
Engulf you!
Out of ammo!
Blow away!
Watch and
Blood,
sweep!
rending you apart! Bloody howling!
Far enough!
Ready and ready!
Sleep now!
Resonate with me! Now see what I can do! Stalagmite!
Can't be
Blow away!
More where that came
In a
from!
vine!
Water! Hear my call! Oh, violent
away!
starting wind!
I couldn't make it in time.
Here's the evil!
Engulf you!
Illuminate! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
We won.
Avoid that for now. Darn would like avoiding battles. Ever.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing. So she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegus right now?
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid. As people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
Yeah, no kidding.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing. Was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie.
Is
built on
anybody
nothing but
watching
falsehoods.
besides me?
But it can't all
Welcome to the
have been...
channel.
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden
And,
Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society?
if you're not subscribed, be
How
sure
can
to
we live without
subscribe.
someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business
Well,
I
that
must
was
take
rude.
care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept turn against death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits. Looks like the people of Lenegis.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan Lord? How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values. Resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, Have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been a time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a
Oh my
mother
god,
bird,
you
finally
stupid,
letting
annoying
go as
bot.
her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
Go to hell.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was.
Dummy idiots.
If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Maybe you don't understand what that means, but here, let me spell it out for you. I am taking. Idiots. Even hate these stupid bots. Piss me off.
Did we really just spend that much money?
Yeah, we did. Wait. Dang it, wrong way. Hang on a minute, guys. Just had to remove that annoyance. Probably should have rested, but, you know, don't really need to. Because we can rest for free in the starship.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix, too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renis Alma. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
What the? The heck do they just do?
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
Oh crap. That does not look good.
A flower blooming out of Retta?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it laid dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down! You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
be right back, guys.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
Alright. We're back. I'm back, I mean, yeah.
Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was, or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
Boo! Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell!
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours. Still though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out of it?
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue. It's so surreal. It looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the... That beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Yeah, no kidding. You know, we can't even fast travel right now.
This we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that? It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh goody, more riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, It may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this Great Spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this Great Spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what VRAPTOR 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegus was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renasalma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, VRAPTOR 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Phasal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out. Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renin?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrect 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Yeah, I guess so. So, that is gonna do it, guys, for today's uploads. I will see you guys tomorrow after I get home from work and after I get home from picking up my game. For another episode of Wolfenstein Youngblood. And another episode of God of War 3. I will see you guys again tomorrow for that. As always, though, remember, stay safe, stay dangerous. Love you guys. Later.